Hello everyone, welcome to a new video. This is another moveset showcase, and today is going to be the upcoming after Sea Viper anyway, Street Fighter 6 DLC character, Alex, a veteran character playable in Street Fighter 3, Street Fighter 5, and Tatsunoko vs. Capcom. Alex is a grappler, although less of a high damage command grab character like Zangief. His command grabs don't do as much damage, but to compensate, he has ways to move around the screen. And he's a lot more mobile, but also has less health. He has less health than Zangief, but his health is still above, say, half the cast. So in Street Fighter 6, he could have 10.5k health instead of the usual 10k, just like Magisa and Honda. Let's start with character defining gimmicks. Alex has had multiple across Street Fighter 3 and Street Fighter 5, but one gimmick that appeared in both games is back turn. So when you land eligible moves or end up in specific situations, your opponent's back is facing you and you can land specific follow-ups. So light flash chop, your opponent is still facing forward towards me. Medium flash chop as well. Heavy flash chop, the opponent turns around in a way they doesn't do in light or medium. This allows you to use back-facing attacks, or back attacks, back-turn attacks. As for his other normals, forward medium is an overhead. Forward heavy punch has a lot of hit stun, allowing you to combo moves that cannot be comboed from other normals. He has this weird dolphin dive. It has a little bit of an air stall, which is good to go over fireballs thrown in a very specific way. And if you hit the opponent with it, you are +8. However, don't use this move willy-nilly because it's -27. Before you go on to crush normals, let's talk about his medium buttons. Standing medium punch is the only cancelable medium in his kit. This means no crouching medium kick into drive rush. As a grappler, Alex would need to find another way in. Now for your crush buttons. Crush button number 1 is stand heavy kick. The crumple itself, if you use the fastest button, leads to a restand. So you can either get a string of strikes or a command grab after. The aforementioned forward heavy punch command normal is also a crush button, though it does less damage than stand heavy kick. It leads to a spin out, and the move is generally faster, so it's easier to get some punishes, right? So if someone does a move that's like -12 on block, you can get lariat, which is frame 11, but you cannot get heavy kick, which is frame 17. And heavy kick is -4 in a game with -3 interrupt normals and -4 actual normals. Now for your special moves. But before we get there, I want to talk about the design philosophy of modern controls. In prior Street Fighter games, characters can have either a very short or very long move list that makes use of motion combination and attack combination. But something like that cannot happen in Street Fighter 6 because of modern. And so if you look at a lot of your characters' move lists, they only have a maximum of 5 moves that make use of motion inputs, and every move after that is either a double button, a double down, or an air attack. If you look at Ken, Hadouken, Shoryuken, Tatsu, Dragon Lash, and Jinrai are his 5 motion specials, and then Quick Step is a move that you input with 2 buttons. With Ryu, Denjin Charge is a double down input, and with Chun-Li, Tensho is double down input. So because of the many ways characters have to work around the modern controls limitations, designing a kit for Alex in SF6 is tough, because you have to factor what can and cannot be on the SP button, what makes sense to be double down, would a move be broken if you make it double down, so on and so forth, right? I've decided to split Alex's special moves into 2 parts: the core specials and the alternate specials. Moves that can be like 2-button double down input, or like a random gimmick that Capcom decides to do, or may or may not do because of modern. Neutral SP is gonna be Power Bomb. Pretty much a command grab. It's gonna follow the same rules as the command grabs did in SF6. Whereas like light does less damage but has more reach, heavy has less range but more damage. In SF5, alongside less damage, the price Alex has to pay for more reach is also more startup. So medium heavy are frame 6, EX frame 5, but for some reason, light is frame 9. You can see that the animation is a lot faster on the heavy version than light version. I forgot to talk about another command normal, but I guess we can talk about it here. Heavy Punch is a launcher. And then after using it, you can use certain special moves to combo into it. And this leads to my next special move. Forward SP Air Knee Smash is a juggle combo ender and an anti-air. It doesn't matter how monstrously high the opponent is, if you're not spending meter, then it will whiff completely if the opponent is not in midair. Either you're spending meter, or they have to be airborne. If you are able to land this move, then the Oki is pretty good.
I'm ready.
After a dash, I'm +4 on Quick Rise. Core Circle Forward Punch is Flash Chop. I assume this move is variation exclusive. You can do the light version from lights, and then you can do medium and heavy from EX. But outside of Lariat, you cannot do heavy from heavy. But that's because if you land heavy, you can go into Power Backdrop, a variation of Power Bomb you can do when the opponent's back is turned. It's a side switch, but the combo does a lot of damage. Given how slow heavy Flash Chop is, it may be very risky to try to sideswipe the opponent this way. It's made risky, all versions being unsafe on block. Jab punishable on light and medium, with very little pushback. But then the heavy version is medium punishable on block, -6. Again, very little pushback. Next up is one of 2 charge moves, 3 in SF5. Back forward kick is slash elbow. A dashing elbow attack. Light is completely safe, while medium and heavy are unsafe unless you space it. If you space it, you can make it safe or even plus. -6, that's really bad. -4, that's a little bit better given the spacing. -3, that's safe. Slash elbow may not be good with on-block safety, but it's really good in combos. His other charge move is Air Stampede. Kick strength determines the distance in which you'll jump towards the opponent. Although because of modern controls, I feel like upwards direction you're inputting will determine it instead, and then all the buttons do the exact same thing. All of them are -2. all of them are completely safe. However, if you space it a specific way, very precise way, you can make it -1 or even 0.
Yeah. Yeah.
On hit, however, it gives you a really fucked up wake up.
Yeah.
That makes you incredibly plus. Even after a forward dash, you have plenty of time. So these are your 5 core special moves. Flash Chop, Slash Elbow, Air Stampede, Air Knee Smash, and Power Bomb, your command grab. Now for your alternate specials. A special move in Third Strike, but a V-trigger action in SF5 is DDT.
Over the limit.
You'll leap towards the opponent and it's a command grab. Two potential double down inputs. Just like E Honda has both V skills on his double down inputs, Fireball Clap and Sumo Spirit. Alex could have either Overhaul.
I'm all warmed up.
So as you can see, counter hits are turned off.
I'm all warmed up.
After using Overhaul, attacking the opponent gives me a hard hit notification. Effectively, with Overhaul, Alex can create his counter hits in scenarios that don't have counter hits. This is similar to the character Slayer in Guilty Gear.
I'm all warmed up. Power bomb.
You can even get a counter hit in stun scenarios.
I'm all warmed up. Go! Back row.
His other V skill is Overchain.
I'm ready.
After landing a special move on hit or block, you can immediately input another special move.
I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Remember when all of these variations of Slash Elbow or Flash Chop are unsafe on block? Well, using Overchain, if your special move is blocked, you can just use a move that's actually safe. Now, if you use one version of one special move, you are locked out of all versions of that very same special move. You cannot do Flash Chop, Flash Chop.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
You can do Flash Chop, Air Stampede, which is -2. One thing to note, however, is that he has 2 charge moves, right? Slash Elbow and Air Stampede. Overchain versions of his charge moves have a 1-frame charge time. So rather than like SNK, the standard is 30 frames. At Arc System Works, the standard is 30 frames. And in Capcom, the standard is like 45 plus. Rather than wait 45 frames to use Slash Elbow, like that, rather than like using a move and then having to charge it and then use it, you can just use it straight up. Forward circle forward punch, and then back forward kick immediately.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
And last but not least is Head Crush. So in Street Fighter 3, this was Alex's super. He would perform the move, jump over a fireball, grab you, and then you'd be instantly stunned from anywhere on screen. And then Alex can get a combo from that. However, in SF5, because you can only have one super, and his V-trigger is already some back turn stuff, they turned the headbutt super into a headbutt special. So now whenever Alex quickly rises and falls down to the ground, you have to guess between a stomp and a grab. There are a couple ways Capcom can approach this move, either as a special or a super. If they want to bring it back as a special, one way they could do it is combine the 2 moves into one, like how they combined the 2 different Bison shadow jumps. So in Street Fighter 4 and prior games, M. Bison would have 2 different shadow jumps. Shadow kick, which he jumps and then if he gets on your head, you can stomp on you like Mario and then do another flip. And then after doing another flip, pressing the punch button will have a follow-up attack. Meanwhile, Shadow Dive, after jumping, you can press the punch button before jumping on the opponent to just fly around. SF5 combined the two moves, so it's just Shadow Jump. You jump up, and then pressing kick in SF6 would initiate the stomp, but not doing anything will be akin to the Shadow Dive without the dive. And then pressing punch in the air allows you to like flip around and stuff. In that same vein, either they get rid of air headbutt as a special completely, or they combine the two different jumps like Bison did. Only that Alex does not have an empty hop, so if he jumps up and does not press a button, he would have a lot of landing recovery while doing nothing, forcing the opponent to press kick midair after the jump to get the stampede, and pressing punch midair to get the grab. Now for supers. Super 1 is probably Machine Gun Chop. The super version of Chop that Alex can do in Street Fighter 3 and Tatsunoko vs. Capcom. If your cinematic critical art is blocked, the partial connect version is Machine Gun Chop in SF5. It's just multiple chops. Nothing too fancy, it's just level 1. Level 2, they can do all sorts of shit. So you can do some more back turn stuff. Or you can get like an instant stun super like Alex Headbutt, or maybe a command grab super. If it's not level 3, it's definitely level 2. And then level 3, if the level 2 super is not a command grab, then the level 3 super is most definitely a command grab. Because across the 3 command grab characters, Lily, Zangief, and Manon, they all have like unique level 1 and level 2 supers with different purpose. But then because they have an SPD, they automatically have an SPD level 3. And Alex's level 3 SPD in Third Strike is Hyper Bomb. Hyper Bomb! So that's the video on Alex. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a nice day.